We are here with Jack the Nacho. Jack is hosting the first playlist, and then Nacho will be hosting tomorrow's. I'm just gonna share the stream around as I usually do. Hello to the early viewer. Hello with the little kitty cat purr from Jack.
Kitty cat?
He was a bit of a kitty cat. He purred.
What do you mean? What?
That's the sound my cat used to make.
Kitty cat. What?
Mm.
No, cats go. That's a horse. Cats go. I can't do it.
Let's see. You are welcome to go into the playlist when you want, Jack, and I'm just sharing it round. Yeah. Oh, I did not expect that. Champions League. Shared everywhere. Did you accidentally just launch? No, you did.
No, I just almost pulled my PlayStation off its stand.
Oh, better have been there.
I'm inviting the sound to make sure the wires are pushed in properly. I pulled me charge and it's plugged into
Hey Fluids, we've got tons of gaming. How is everybody going? I hope you're doing very well. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, Mr. Gaming. I'm going to roll round and smoke quickly. Just having a few drags of his own roll up, making sure he's nice and stress-free. The little nitty, as Luke would say.
What was that?
I'm just saying Luke would call you a little nitty, smoking.
Yeah, Luke's nitty.
He called me a bigger nitty for smoking more too, so isn't anything controversial in that.
He's just a hater.
Gaming is saying MarineJack is a very, very, very good. He is. Nacho is also a very tough opponent. Jack did suffer in the last 1v1 tournament to Nacho's very hands. And I know Jack is looking to extract a little bit of revenge, and it does just make this affair slightly more tense. Nacho was able to take full advantage to the mistake on Vespucci and then capitalise and take the win on his own track in the previous 1v1 for the Vortex competition. Just need to mute my mic a second, it's got a little bit of gas. Just because he knows my little bit of gas is pretty big. Monstrous, in fact, isn't it, Jack?
Motorbike.
Yep, thinking about telling Hard Product to use it for the next monster kill edit.
It's fucking raining, man. Gotta wait till the rain goes, or
That's down to you and Nacho.
Nacho, it's up to you. Gotta wait till the rain goes, or do you want to wait till the rain goes, or?
Wait, yeah, okay, so the boys are going to have a little wait for the rain. Hello, Jack from Gaming. Hello, Ninau too. Lazy V-Jack is being called out as a potential semi-final or final matchup. Still some very tough opponents to go through. If anybody has any questions for myself about 1v1, who's left in it, right, track choices today are Rally, Plummet 1, Split and Peer Race from Nacho. Jack has Gauntlet, Vespucci, Spinner and Down a Town and Loop. Yeah, now I'd say you're about spot on there. This has the potential to be a legendary 1v1 to go down in the stunting lore books for the future. Hey, and I get to give them best lines to you boys too, so it's all well and good. It's a free ticket for us all to success in the future, Fluid.
Get the front row seat.
I do. You guys have to watch it through my eyes, through the stream, but it is the same as my view, so...
but like can always happen on your stream. No miss and cut.
No, that'd be such a shame if I did get to pick up a little bit more, wouldn't it? Shouldn't be too much longer on the rain. Usually only like 5 to 10 minutes. Hello, Azzy Boy, and it does give the stream a little chance to warm up. But a sapling, lads, from Azzy Boy. We've not spoken since Saturday, lad. I was ruined on Sunday, literally ruined.
I was still awake. Oh, man.
Managed to pull myself together for the commentary. We'll get there, maybe, Fluids, but again, just take it all nice and easy, one step at a time. Still growing nicely.
You know, since it's too much, I'm having to do CDs.
Jack needing the double cigarette. Can hear the rain getting harder. If you guys in chat, guys or girls, have any ideas which way this may go? Both have been getting world records recently. Both have been pushing each other to improve. I know Nacho has been working very closely with Kino and a Zombie. In fact, I think they did do a friendly-ish 1v1 not too long ago. Keeping that competitive spirit going between them all.
Jack, if I do well in this playlist, I'll have a body after. I'll have a shot.
And there's my dude, Ventura.
Right, Azzy, if I do well in this playlist, I'll have a shot.
And again, I do hope everybody is doing fantastically well. And Heredia enters the chat.
Do that thing that Discord does. He's brought pizza.
Uh,
I don't know if you've ever seen that, but when enter the Discord.
Isn't that the way you get swatted, Jack?
Yeah. It's always the guy that brings pizza gets spotted most.
I don't know, man. It's so bad. Yeah, the rain is still going. Yeah, I am too. My palms are literally dripping in sweat. I don't know about the two guys here. I know Jack said that he may well mute us just so he can properly focus in and sweat it out.
I can actually have my music playing in the background.
And Nacho may well head into game chat himself, or he may sit here and listen to the commentary. But I do have both of the guys here with me. And they are just waiting for the rain to settle down so it only comes down. The skill on track rather than potential slides because of the wet weather. And it really does just add to the tension fluids at the moment. It's just building and building.
Sounds like it's going down.
It sounds like it's going down slightly. But it'll still be around for another minute or two. I believe it started about, as we launched this session, so about 10 o'clock. So it should have another few minutes left maybe at most.
Just don't want it to come down to stick to the
No.
rain.
You know, we're likely to see these guys going for quite a few of the cuts, so we want it to be as clean as possible. The walls to be nice and grippy. We want the track to be nice and kind to them. Oh, hey, a little run in the rain there myself. Does appear to be heatering down. Just trying to dry my hands off. Again, good luck to you both. Good luck to Nacho and to Jack from Big Boys. Let's go.
Good luck to Nacho.
Good luck to the backs. The rain is dying down. Yeah, I'll say to meet the guys and stuff. Right, again, I can hear the rain really dying down. We'll be heading in to the action any moment. Good luck, boys, from Ventura. The guys appreciating the look. Yep, that is Jack. I could just hear it over Nacho's TV. Asking Nacho if he's ready. Nacho saying, yep, time ticking. Hello, and now good luck to both. And yo from Sirod. We have 45 seconds on the clock. And we are getting in there to the action in around 20 seconds time. Sirod, I'm doing fantastically well. Thank you so much. I hope everybody is, including yourself, is as well. This could be magic. Hello, Mobbin. Into the chat with the little sideways eyes, just keeping a little peek, and let's go from Nacho, excited for the fray before him. Nacho with the monkey mask and the monkey shirt. Jack with his standard look. And we are at the moment with Jack. Nacho in Perfect car. Jack holds pole initially, but Nacho is closing in heavy. Clipping a nice angle up the hill does allow Nacho to pull into the lead, carries good speed over the ramp ever so slightly, bending away, but Jack, good speed off the curb boosting, clips back into the lead ever so slightly. That little last clip curve from Nacho, using good speed through the initial portion of that. You see Jack at the moment holding the lead to Nacho, both swinging to the left. Nacho a little bit more aggressively up the hill, and a little higher up it himself, acceleration down the hill. But Jack holds the lead. Nacho stays nice and straight, just trying to carry forward momentum down the hill. Jack holds the lead nice and smooth from both. Nacho is nice and wide to carry as much speed down the hill. He carefully closing in nicely, keeping the distance around where it's at. But closely, both miss. Spin it really cleanly. Head up and through, up the hill, to go through the dirt section. Right, oh, hello, my dude. We see the guy going in, they are both heading into the wall ride. Both come out of it, but Jack on his roof does allow Nacho in the lead, cleanly through the stop strips. We head back to Jack. Just in the 1v1 for Nacho and Jack at the moment. And heading through a hairpin turn. Nacho holds the lead, gained from slightly high exit and a roll on the roof from Jack. Jack keeps both jump pulls to the left, belt tube and avoid the spin and to the right for the second. Really nice and quick, closes the gap slightly on Nacho, but Nacho accelerating nicely using to get back up to full speed. Good curves from both, clipping the edge of the road around and avoids the sign nicely. Nacho just holds the lead really nice and clean. Both clipping point on the trip point and trigger still, avoiding the trees really nice and clean. Again, just pushing it really nice and hard, clipping at the very last point and clip checkpoint out, allowing him to close the gap to Nacho. Nicely. Nacho holding the lead nicely, good speed off the bank curve, good barrier ride from Nacho, just a bit smoother than Jack ends up on his roof, and I did hear just a little giggle from Jack in the background. Nacho does take first blood. That was Nacho's first track choice rally, and it takes it to 1-0. We'll be doing the second playlist tomorrow night, around at the same time. .85, 313.585 from Jack as well. Not shoddy lap times in the slightest. Remember, Jack did end up on his roof twice. This would have likely been under the 310 mark. Then to downtown loop. This is first Jack's choices. Jack enormous to the Krieger from Nacho. Good luck, guys, from Nacho. The suspense in chat concluded. I think everybody just looking to keep their eyes on this one. See who potential opponents are. Good luck to both the boys from Kitty and Heredia. It's 1-0 at this point to Nacho, having taken rally from Jack. They're into downtown loop. One of Jack's choices, you do see Nacho at the moment holding nice lead in the early portion of the track. Nice clean landing from both, brushes against the barrier just to get the car nicely into line with the curves. It gets through skip both very nicely. Bothly. Combining my words a little bit there, both taking the corner nice and narrow. Good brake distance down straight from both. Heavy on the brakes, entering the loop. Skip really nice and clean. Looks like Jack's going to land slightly higher and further back on the bank curve, giving him a bit more acceleration through and round, but the Krieger getting up to speed nice and quickly, holding position momentarily. Good curves from Nacho does allow him to hold the lead, but good clean line from Jack does pull him back into the lead, or into the lead for the first time. Jack with the ramp skip as we swap off, it's landed nice and clean. Accelerating it across the curves, clipping it really nice and tidy, just gives himself the lead across the line. The 140.367 to the 140.582 from Nacho. Both two fantastic first lap times there. Both again swinging to it. Again, extremely clean from both. No chance of the car booking. You do see Nacho coming for that last aggressive weave across the curve just before the wall climb, and that's allowing the Krieger and the brake boost as well just before the jump carries a lot of airtime. Jack and Nacho matching each other. Just a bit of a brick there from Nacho on the landing does cause the car to bog down, and he's going to make him go through the loop. Jack makes the loop skip nice and clean. Now, I know the guys did have the agreement last time on the brick. Jack going a little bit lower down skip this time, not needing to try and maximise the speed. Damn right, Mobbin. Quarterfinals means you kind of have to try hard by default at this point. Everybody is going to be trying. Jack has held up by the looks of things there at the beginning of the next lap, making sure the gap's not too significant. Nacho in with a good chance, and that will let him sort out bricking incident. 139.867. Jack does manage to improve slightly. Went down by 0.5, a bit wide into the corner though. Is maybe going to cost him a chance. That skip does still go for it, cross it clean, even with not quite getting the right curve for it, maybe picking up a couple of extra curves somewhere else. Nice and clean across the curve. We do see Krieger again closing gap as he goes over the jump, nice and smooth. Jack landed a little bit earlier in the checkpoint this time, no bricking from the Krieger this time. Nice and narrow through the corner, swings in to the cut, really nice and clean again from both of the guys, and like the cuts have attempted. Nacho did look for a second like he was maybe going to head in for the ramp skip, but heads wide and off the track. It looked like he just missed the checkpoint as well, drifted round it, and that is very, very unlucky from Nacho as he was carrying a lot of speed. Hey Alabo and my man Hassan, how are you both going? Hope you're both doing really well. Nacho with a wonderful bit of flair there on the final loop skip from himself. Just extended the barrel roll, collecting the car in time for a nice clean landing on the banked surface. pulls up just around the curb nicely, no chance of catching the car again, and we have lovely lazy into the chat, nice ramp skip there, catches the car really well, and you hear the very high engine revs on the landing, allowing the crew to get back up to full speed nice and quick. Yeah, I'm doing fantastically well, thank you very much, Albo, and hello Esco, my man. Use the premium race with you as a nice warm-up for Jack, the 1:39.867 with the 5:05.775 from Jack, to the 5:10.251 with the respawn needed after coming off and missing the checkpoint from Nacho 2 times, significantly below my own, showing exceptionally high speed. That does bring it back a level. Now, I'm sure with the mistake there at the end, maybe see in the end things. I'm sure Jack did wait up at the end of the second lap. How slow he was going around the last hairpin. Had to pick up speed back up for the final jump. We are heading in to spinner. That has taken it back to 1-all. So we've seen downtown loop go to Jack, and we've seen rally go to Nacho. The tracks are, Nacho's tracks are rally, which we've seen, plummet 1, splits and pier race. Jack's choices were downtown loop, which we've seen, spinner, which are on gauntlet and Vespucci. It's on random. And it's 1-all, Albo. Just heading into the third track. Nacho. Jack and Nacho both with a very clean start, maintaining distance. Took a nice Nacho with a really clean line from the final corner, did close up a bit of distance and maintained high revs for himself, a slightly bigger boost off the curbs, having to feather the throttle a little bit more heavily so he does not go off top of the bank side there, carrying too much speed through the corner, allowing him to maintain good high revs. Jack has pulled away just a little bit more, maybe just up to a second ahead, pulling through the tube. Does take the loop line, pulling low and then back up ever so slightly, trying to catch as much boost as he can. Jake with a good boost line and really good boost on the exit, really gaining towards the bottom of the hill. Both past building nice and clean. Nacho coming to the right side, but we do see Hassan take Jack going with the left, both avoiding the ramp skip for first lap. Like feathering a throttle through the air, keeping the engine revs again really nice and high. Both heading on to the bank surface, nice and smooth. And it looked like Nacho matched slightly different lines across the jump. Nacho's taking off a little bit more of the time on the track, and again it does ever so slightly shorten the gap down to Jack, bringing the time a little bit closer between the two. Just under the second mark, really nice brake boosting just before the drop off from Nacho, again closing the gap up to 0.1 of a second. Jack's good tube line, holds the pace really nice. That's very good and clean, feathering throttle round corner, catching through the Jack for that extra aggression over the curves, a very aggressive smash into the wall, having to do a little bit of limbo to get the car over, and manages it tight. It does get the car over the top, and that isn't going to cost as much time as it would have done. We are going to swap on to Jack. Distance has grown a bit, spent a lap with Jack. Nacho settling into himself. Jack having to feather the throttle a little bit more than he wanted around that corner to make sure he didn't actually hit as hard as the lag showed us, nice and smooth across the curbs and getting maybe just a little extra effect off bumps. Nice, smooth, clean line. Nice across the curve. You do hear the extended tyre squeal that we didn't see. Extended tyre mark come out from behind. Hey mate, how you going? Really nice and tidy across the curves. You see Nacho lining up along the right side of the track. We are, as I said, going to send this lap out with Jack. Then see where the land lies. Spend a bit of time with Nacho. It should be a gap tighten it. Little buck of the D8 on the landing from Jack's car does cost him a little bit of speed through the corner. Pulls in a little bit more aggressively this time though onto the bank surface. It's a really nice cut off there. Does look like Nacho just entering the tube, really not too far behind Jack again, pushing nice and hard. Maybe having made up a little bit of the lost time after slight undercut for 31.455 from Jack, 33.562 from Nacho did signify a 2-second lead at the beginning of the lap. It's just the one playlist tonight for Jack and Nacho, and they're going to do the second one tomorrow, and we'll see the completion of Luke the Zombie tomorrow night as well. Oh, Thursday that is, sorry. I think I've got another match. Oh no, it is Nacho v Jack tomorrow. I thought we were going to do both playlists tomorrow night, I think. But Nacho's got the time to do the one tonight. Right. I look at the cars, we do see the 2:29.099 from Nacho. It does take the best lap to 29.184. And the gap really didn't close quite as much as it maybe could have done. Jack getting a really nice clean cut, good brake boosting this time, getting the extended tyre mark out off the back of the car. This is where I'm not really quite sure how to handle the situation. It is Jack's track, it is a draw, and maybe I should just split the pressure evenly as I always have. So, just before the cut, in a second, I'm going to swap over and try and do it from back, just make sure I'm both lined up for the loop. They're going at 9:30 mobbing, and it takes about an hour, so I could do 10:30 PM, or well, a little bit later, so 11:15 my time as a starting point, or I could do 7 PM UK time, or a little bit earlier if you like. If you're doing both, any time through the afternoon if that's good for you, but any time up to 7:30, 8 PM UK time. We could do one playlist. Nicely across the boost from Nacho, pulling up into the tube, really nice and clean. Jack has been able to maintain the distance. Nacho pulling down really aggressively through the tube, really pushing for them really nice boost lines. Again, that extra little clip of curb. So that would be 7 PM UK time, Albo. It's Eastern Standard. That's good with Randolph, that's perfect for me.
Any PL or anything after that?
I'm not sure at the moment. I know Esco was hosting them, but I think that's finished. I'd be up for doing something after. So, round to Gauntlet. You see Jack go to 2-1 lead and on to the third of Jack's tracks. With Gauntlet here. Randomisation, throwing 3 of Jacks up in a row. It does mean we're going to see a couple of Nachos back to back. I'm pretty sure, Albo, that it's Eastern Standard Time. And it's 7 PM because they're 5 hours behind the UK. So it's 7 PM UK time. Off the line from both guys, Nacho just holds the lead to Jack. Now the speed across the first jump across from both. Jack has closed up ever so slightly, just inside the back of Nacho's car. Closing Nacho, just inching away ever so slightly. Jack with a slightly tighter line around the corner. This is the boost nicely. It does swing just into the lead for third corner. Cardi from back to both looking really nicely. Jack getting all of the car over the curb. Nacho with a really risky exit goes light and low, and that does allow him to just hit Jack to the boost. Heading through the next corner set. Really nice and tidy through the corners. And Nacho with a really strong boost line, just pulling away slightly in the beginning part of the tube. Jack getting a fit on it, matching the speed and adding that to full speed, nice and clean. Takes it a little bit straighter. Nacho's very low, it extends flare out nicely. Again, they match the distance really close. Jack did manage to shorten. Again, I guess it's the same as it was last round, as long as it's sorted before, like it was in the last round, so you just let each other know what tracks you're using in both playlists. Jack down slightly smoother through the tube, just carried more speed on the exit, but Nacho's line carried more speed at the beginning and did allow him to extend slightly down straight, not getting such a rough bash on the barrier. Just extending the barrel on the left side, a little bit more good brake boosting from Nacho. Allowing to hold the lead really nice. The one 253.787 from Nacho to 254.323 just under 0.6 between the two. Nice and tidy across the curves from the guide. Actually, a little bit smoother through the corner. Jack carries the speed really well into the curve space. Again, cutting across the curves really nice. Guys matching each of the speed really well. Nacho holding the pressure nicely at this point. We are going to go to Nacho after this cut. Just spread around. It's really close between the two, and this is always the way to it. Jack closing in again, just through the line in the tube. Nacho going to the left, but handles it really nice, getting really close, tight to the edge. Jack landing nice and straight, carries good speed, and it did allow him to close up gap ever so slightly through the end of the tube and again through the exit. A little wobble from Jack's V8 though, a little lower line, trying to match Nacho's boost from the first lap, really trying to rein him in. Nacho has extended again with that burst through the tube. Jack handles that exit really well, the car wobbling slightly as it expected to have more of a brick on our screen, but Jack does swing into the lead with a phenomenally aggressive exit. Really clipped on down through the tube, pulling really aggressively, just catching the car wonderfully well, and we just saw a slight wobble through the air as Jack did take the lead. Nacho now pushing through the tube to try and catch the gap back up across the curves. Really nice. Good on the curves. Nacho is reclosing the distance. Nice feathering off the throttle from Jack to get himself around for the cut. Nice and clean. A bit higher from Nacho Jack to the ground a little bit before he's going to allow him to hold the lead. I imagine we are going to see both lap times come down nicely here. A little bit of lag there on Nacho's top to 50.771 from Jack and to 51.841 from Nacho. Just under a half a second, 0.6 maybe between them again. And yeah, it was a phenomenally clean exit from Jack. Carried a lot of speed, pulled himself down nice and sharp for the exit. The clean line again from the guys. Just to make sure he's carrying right through the corner, and we do see Nacho again. The light is closing behind Jack. Jack pushing really hard now though, going to be on the potentially nice time here. And higher again to the left from Nacho, but handles it nicely. Jack straight and true, gets to track nicely. This Alamo, I'll give time for any questions after that you have. Just to finish commentating out this one, we do see guys heading through the final main corner set there, just a couple of left hand corners left to go on to that mid-point line and down to the quarter line through the tube, trying to capitalise on the boost. And again we see Nacho really reining the gap in. He knows what he has to do with this exit to try and match Jack. Jack probably going to go for it again. It's really nice and low from both. Nacho's just a little bit too much, just runs on the top. Really unlucky from Nacho. That would have been fantastic. Nice tap of the horn for Jack. Appreciating the battle. You do have to feel the pain there of Nacho, feeling sympathy build up inside myself. If that had been me, I'd be crying myself. I'm living it really nice. Getting myself back up to speed. Looking at the gap in the barriers nicely, the gaps in the barrier nicely, getting himself straightened up before the next curbs. Through the final in corner, just a little left kink lines up for the cut. Nice and smooth, a lovely low barrel roll over the platform and then on track. You see Jack across the line. You don't see any improvement, but the 8:37 flat. That is a proper flat time there from Jack. 000. No arguments about it. No kinkiness. No deviation. 37 flat from Jack. 39.740 with the
Yeah.
slight stake on the exit, just a little bit too aggressive from Nacho, just 1 little millimetre or half millimetre even would have seen him just clear the lip of the tube with the speed he was carrying. The lip of the tube, the lip of the ramp. A phenomenal race. That does see it go. 3-1 in Jack's favour. At this point, I've just hit halfway point. We have Spoochy, Plummet 1, Splits, and Pier Race. 3 of them tracks, Plummet 1, Splits, and Pier Race are Nachos and Spoochy's. The Spoochy is Jack's.
When you let her go.
I think it's 37 or 38 inches. 42 maybe. I'm not sure. And hello, good cat. How you going? TV, yeah. You trying to get me into trouble, Luke? Making promises I can't keep. Don't be getting your hopes up. I'm very well, thank you, good cat. Glad to hear you doing well. Now, this is Nacho's track, this is Split. 3-1 to Jack at this point. Nacho is pulling away from pole at the moment, both with a wonderfully clean barrier ride threaded into the tube. Oh, that was lag. I did for a moment worry that Nacho had actually somehow managed to break through the turn in the tube, but it handles nicely and it does sort itself out. We see both going for the ramp skip, but Jack's car with a heavy slide on the landing does afford Nacho a strong lead. We are going to see at least this lap through now with Nacho. Let Jack have a little bit of breathing time. Just to shake it off, try and get himself back fully up to speed, and then we can see where the land lies. Nacho pulling down hard, big brick on the landing. We're going to see him lose a significant portion of time of his lead there. Jack now right behind. We are going to swap back to Jack, redistributing that pressure evenly across the both, being able to see them both with good line through the tube, just slightly less aggressive from that, so just letting the car do the work, going up using speed, get up the wall of the tube and then back around across the wall. We see Nacho leveling back and forth, doing a little bit of wiggle boost as he goes. Jack catching a wiggle boost too before heading in to the barrier ride, but the second time both get through it nice and clean. No lag issues this time from the guide. Nacho takes that slightly higher line through the tube, initially takes a dip and weave through the curvature. This time it's a lovely, clean ramp skip from both. Jack has closed the distance significantly and held pace, I think, a little bit of last time after the break. Nacho again just inching away, as we did see him do during the 1v1. Nacho did just clip a little bit of the blue platform again, just allowing Jack to shorten the gap. That's going with the aggressive curves, just clipping a little bit of barrier to get a little extra boost off it, and a nice clean tube exit. Sorry, it was a little bit delayed. A little bit, it's just there, and I felt behind what I was trying to get out. Again, lovely smooth line through the tube this time from both. Jack really matching it nicely. Good exit line. Nacho able to carry just a touch more speed. Hold the lead. We've seen to 29.644 from Nacho to 129.644 from Nacho to the 129.556 from Jack. Sorry, we try stumbling over so many words at the moment. Nice and clean landing on the curbs, nicely and both. Good clean ramp skip again from the guy. Jack maintaining the distance so far to Nacho. Nacho just pull away lightly through that section. We do see a couple of tyre smokes suggest that he did get a good curb boost. Jack, with a very aggressive line into the tube, is going to maybe cost himself a chance at closing in. Nacho pulls himself nicely down and final really risky tube. Pops nicely out and there's any potential slides. Smooth line through the tube just at bottom point of the tube, and then pulls back up the wall nicely through the corner. And that does take it to 3-2. Guys have so far taken all of their own tracks. The guys. The 129.644 with 436.650 from Nacho to 454.097 with 129.556 from Jack. We're in to Pier Race. Is penultimate of Nacho's tracks, and then we'll have Plummet 1 remaining with Vespucci. Yep, that is correct. Thank you, Heredia. And it is 3-2 to Jack. We've got 3 races left. This is Nacho's penultimate track with Plummet 1 remaining after this, and then Vespucci as well to come from Jack. Big on apology. Still recovering from my debauched weekend. You see Nacho second place behind Jack. We'll be hoping to take advantage of both the mid-drive boost, holding position really nice and clean for each other. Nacho slightly wider line, and afterwards and speed carry through the corners. And you see the guys just landing on the front of the boost, but with the car really nice and flat, Nacho able to carry a little bit more speed through the corners and does take the lead through the first bowling pin section. We start coming up with 2 lanes for these corners. Nice and tidy through the tube from both Nacho, holding the lead, maybe even slightly extending down to the ground. Really aggressively from Nacho, the little wobble did maybe cost him some final straight speed. Like, a bit too aggressive through the loop skip again, just costing a little bit of speed heading through the corner. So Nacho manages to maintain the lead. Before the start with a really clean exit, punts the ball nice and clean down the track. That aggressive swing wide through the corner, trying to maximise the revs and smoothness of the corner. You see it's closing in slightly on Nacho for the exit. Nacho undercuts it, so does Jack. Both just slightly undercutting it at the same point, at the same time, and Nacho maybe with an ever so slightly quicker respawn. Both go a little bit safer on this, and you can see Nacho has extended the lead through a very, very quick respawn, both pushing really hard, one to maintain the lead, the other two pull it back. Jack now with a little bit more work to do to try and rein it in. Across the curves, just brushes the barrier, pulls the car down, lands on the boost nicely though, handles any potential bricking really well with a good flat car. Just pulling up the nose, so again just limiting the damage of the nose, potentially bricking into the track. You see Jack really pushing hard through downward sloping corner set into the tube, nicely generous, doesn't wobble too much at all. MarineJack's back end kicks off quite a lot off the tube. So Nacho again maybe had a little slide with a very aggressive exit, but has got himself back up to speed and pulling really hard. Really nice extended brake boost there from Jack, carried a lot of speed just before the braking point. Nice and tidy again over the edge. Jack did just have to adjust the line in case he came into contact with that gap in the barrier. Could only afford one set of 2 tyres across one set of 4 tyres. Both this time with a good clean exit. Jack's really low against the track just as it comes to meet the car. Going across maybe 2 to 3 foot bit. Jack does try to push a little bit too hard through the corner and does get caught up in the first gap down the final straight. We are going to spend some time with Nacho. A big slide into the first corner though is going to cost him smoothly. The 1:48.527 from Nacho, which is really hard in that second lap. And 1:51.877 from Jack, meaning that is just over 3 and a bit second lead that you see here. Nacho was just ahead. Right, Nacho did get a slight bit there on the landing, maybe suffering a little bit from the damage on the front left side of the car. Good clean entry, which was nice and smooth, no difficulty. And again, it's very aggressive, no wobble at all this time from Nacho. Nice and smooth, really maximising the speed. You see Nacho tease us just a little bit, looking like he was lining up for the first loop skip. Side note, speed maybe wasn't quite there and didn't want to take the risk and throw away the chance to level things up. Jack heading in to the hairpin for the couple of corners for the secondary final straight. Nacho enters the tube nice and clean. Clean through the tube. Good speed. Jack entering the tube as well. Coming through the corner in it. Nacho's line, nice. Carries a lot of speed. Sends the jump out lightly, and that is going to be Nacho without any mistake. Down, straight, definitely cross the line safely. 5:45.920 with 1:48.527 from Nacho. Enough to see him across the line. That's first exit on the final tube. And the 5:53.118 with the 1:51.877 from Jack. Second place, not quite enough. And that does see Nacho level things out. They have one track each left. They have Plummet 1 from Nacho, and Spoochie from Jack. I'm not yet sure of the order. It has been an incredibly tense battle between the two. We'll be back tomorrow night for the second playlist. Before that, at 7 PM, we'll have Mobbin v Randos. It's Jack's track. This is Spoochie. We did see guys use this track in the previous 1v1, so was able to capitalise on Card pushing Jack's car into the wall ride. So you may see Jack play this out slightly differently. Combo. Jack. Slightly narrow through the corner, but naturally carrying a little bit more speed, carrying a wider line. Good speed down the straight. Good landing combos. Naturally slightly heavier, landing on the conjoining of the two pieces. Both up to speed, really nice. Clipping apex curves from Jack, allowing to maintain the rest. Really nice. A little bit later on the brakes from Jack, allows him to swing into the lead, at least momentarily. Actually, he takes lead again, does hold it through hairpin down straight. But actually, lightly extending the lead. Hello, Dagger, entering the chat. Hope you're doing well, fella. Nice across the curbs from Jack. Really wide from Nacho, just clipping the curbs on the anti-apex really nicely. Again, allowing him to carry speed. Jack just angling his car. Nacho does go in for the wall ride. Pulls out for it, nice and clean, but Jack carried the speed really well through the corners, and Nacho maybe not gaining enough time on it for the next run through. Jack is going to swing into the lead just on the landing point of the jump. And Nacho did maybe have a little bit a heavier landing on the green again. Car just ever so slightly bogging down. Yeah, I'm not too shabby, thank you very much, Tagger. Just clipping the pillars, but Nacho catches the car really nice and smooth. Jack up through the hairpin. You see 210.198 to 211.807 from Nacho. Again, both pushing exceptionally hard here. Nice. and tidy through corner from Nacho. On the third lap we may spend some time with Jack. Allow Nacho to settle in with it not being hit. Oh, not that button, sorry. Oh, nearly accidentally quit out to press triangle. That would have been weird. Oh, Nacho pushing really close to the edge of the track there, clipping as much curb as he can, trying to get the engine edge up as early as possible down the straight. Clips the checkpoint really nice, and the gap does appear to be shortening to Jack. Good brake boosting from Nacho off the curbs just before the tube. Jack just over into front. We see Nacho taking a thinner line. Maybe going in for the bull ride again. Does. The car did initially crack up off the curbs. Oh, Nacho handles that really nice and smooth. Just having to feather the throttle and then maybe a little dab of the brakes through the final part of the corner to make sure he comes through and just teases us with the final ramp skip. Maybe suggesting what he may try if he's in this similar position on the final lap. We do see Nacho with an incredibly clean line through the tubes. Jack though has managed to maintain the lead. Heavy on the brakes, we see Jack swing through the corner ahead. Nacho does carry a little bit more speed through the corner, shortening that for Jack. Round maintained similar lead, slightly extending with the 208.028 to 208.469 from Nacho. So Nacho knowing the gap down to the second mark, and he's got the work cut out for him. With experience to Jack's car, it's always nothing. It keeps the pressure on both. Both have the same eyes upon them. A little bit closer to the person spectating Jack through the hairpin, banked hairpin nicely before the straight. Nacho 2 matching speed, and the gap does appear to have decreased between the two at this part of the track. There's the throttle nicely, just clipping the curbs really well, maintaining the engine edge really nice. The car really cranking up to speed. Brake boost over that little gap in the track. The second one just before the tube. Feathers the throttle, make sure he doesn't end up on the pier. Really nice. The gap is shortening up significantly. Will we see Nacho go with the bull ride again? We see Jack avoid it for the third time, not wanting to take the big risk. We see Nacho come in. The gap does close up. Jack does hold the lead still though. Nacho swings in for it. It looks good and clean. Bounces off. He's going to have to swing the car round heavy, but it just barrel rolls on landing. Exceptionally unlucky there from Nacho. The car just misbehaving a little bit high as well, maybe on the loop skip, but then the car just not flipping back early enough after being upside down a little bit too long. Nacho putting in some good work there, really unlucky to unlucky from Ventura. What the fuck, madness from Esco, and that was so close from Fluids. Damn, that would have been a close finish. Yeah, really would. GG's all around both guys there. Jack does hold the lead and takes the best lap. We would have seen Nacho really shorten the time up on that to 07. 1 second, let me just see that on YouTube. 0.662 from Jack to the 208.469. Jack with a 625.987. Fantastic battle. We are heading in to Nacho's final track. This is Plummet. Jack does hold a 4-3 lead heading into this. And let's just have a very quick look through the comments. We've got Snail, we've got OG, we've got Max as well. Hello to you all. And we've seen Silver enter the chat as well. Yeah, definitely, they are very hard, my man. Is a very, very few percentage of the players around can manage that. It is people at the very, very top that can do it consistently and in the high pressure situations, and to get it as close as he did. Just not handling the in-air control very well, unfortunately, for which did allow Jack to have a little bit more comfort on the lead. Jack swing into the lead initially, but Nacho, catching a good couple of brake boosts after the first time, does pull into a strong lead there, pulling significant pace, pulling away from Jack. Jack catching a couple of brake boosts towards the end of the straight himself, does shorten the gap up significantly through speed and hurry up the hill. Jack and Nacho both sticking to this side of the track. See Jack clipping the brake boost, going for it every second or third go over the curb. Nice. See that extra wobble, but Nacho is pulling again, just ever so slightly further away already through and into tunnel. That sound effect that we were so used to hearing during the 1v1 from Vortex, now becoming just a little bit of a dead mean. But we do see Jack having closed the gap up in a really nice line through the jump. Nacho a little bit higher than Jack goes on the transition between two platforms off the ramp. Nacho again, good curb boosting on the landing. Jack taking an extra clip of curb just before the ramp between two boosts. Yeah, Luke did manage to take Zombie 5-3 in the first playlist. Second one to come on Thursday night. Right, so riding through the high speed corner, but Nacho is holding the lead. Long as Nacho nice and clean, Jack doesn't manage an ungodly amount of curb boosts, brake boosts, and the final section. Imagine Nacho should hold the lead. A couple more tricky corners to come though. Carrying with high speed. See somebody get hung up. Both nice on the brakes though, both avoiding the gap in the barrier that I've been caught up in so often myself. We do see Jack getting the brake boost down the little straight and maintaining the distance to Nacho, but Nacho carried good speed through the corner, pulling away, really nice speed down the straight. Jack matches it nicely, getting half brake boost, catching a full one. Nacho does lightly extend the lead, maybe having caught two. Let's see Nacho across the line in first, taking this playlist to a tie. Both have won all of their own tracks.
GG Nacho.
That was an incredible battle between the two of you. Jesus Christ. Fantastic stuff. The 256.653 from Nacho to the 258.314. You can hear from both of the guys extremely excited to have had that battle. Really pulling some fantastic stuff out. And that is what we love to see. Both enjoying the thrill of the fight. They both won all of their own tracks. They picked phenomenally against each other, picked to their strengths very well. And like my palms have been wet throughout that, really. Massive GGs to you both. And I look forward to the second playlist tomorrow night.
Wait, one question I've never actually heard answered. How old's Nacho?
18.
Nacho? How old are you? You're 15?
16.
16. 16. Okay, Nacho, 16. Nacho, a little bit younger than some of the guys thought, and very, very fast boy. Very, very fast boy. How old's Zombie as well? Because there's been some discussion about that. We're not sure. Somebody told us he's an English teacher at 33 years old, and somebody else said he was 17. We don't know. But yeah, we'll get that question answered in the future. Again, huge...
Zombie's 17, isn't he, Nacho?
Yeah.
I was saying it was Esco who made the joke because
I think it was a joking ride, but it got out. Hey, and if Jack's an old man, what am I, Tyrese, lad? I'm 33, mate.
You know how weird it feels for me, even being the second oldest in the party? I've always been used to, until I pissed on, I've always been used to it. You've always been a baby.
GG from Nacho, GG's from everybody in chat, Chandon as well. And hello, I don't think I said hello to Shiftless either, if I hadn't noticed to come in. Yeah, fantastic stuff from the guys. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Please do head over and check out both zNacho 185 and then MarineJack as well on YouTube. And then also, I did see a little shout from Zombie earlier. There is a new world record on liftoff, and I know Jack was a little bit disappointed that it's been taken away from him. He's held that record for a little while, haven't you, Jack?
I have.
But Zombie has a picture with a 53.073, I believe it was. And we'll be uploading the video shortly, so do keep your eyes out on that, and do head over and check out one or two of my other spanners as well in the chat. See my build. Oh,
outdated at the start.
Jack's going to be pushing for that nice and early. Not sure if there will be a playlist later yet. We will announce that shortly if there will be one in the stunt, but I'm quite tired myself, having been ill over the weekend, and as the curator of the competition, do please head over, check out Esco's channel, guys, see my build, and I am going to draw things to a close with a huge thank you and GG's to both Nacho and Jack. That was a phenomenal performance. Both took all 4 of their own tracks. And yeah, as Jack says, and I did say before, picked very, very wisely.
You were doubting me on spinner. Ha! That's a pretty good choice.
Hey, honestly, Ventura, it's my pleasure. And Capifer, I'm rubbish with pronunciation, so I've just murdered your name. I apologise for that. Nice to see you in chat the first time. But I will be drawing things to a close. It was 4 all in the first playlist. And I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much, and goodbye.